The first snow falls, pristine powder, its homogeneous nature turning everything into one. Ice crystals form in the sky and rain down like an orison to earth. It softly becomes the foundation everyone's feet touches, trying to get through. The snow feels particularly good today, a stroke of luck, only being created through a series of specific events. Humans trekking an entire year to get here. Now we are all under the same name, and the first snowfall mimics the light of the heavens. The branches that once held leaves now hold a whole form outside of itself, and winter's chill is a gentle reminder of what it feels like to live through all phases as we die off into the next year. Its white cast upon the world is preparation for a warmer time, and the warmth will always return back to its original form. Like humans, the seasons decay and blossom. In the in-between, we try to make sense of why we were brought here in the first place. After the time I spent this year, I welcomed the snow with open arms and a warm body for it to melt under.
At first, April felt like I wouldn't be able to wash away the cold air that was buried beneath my skin in January. In January leading up to April, I've been reminded of the lack of vulnerability between myself and the community I so desperately love. How is it so easy to think everyone is your enemy, and why does shutting myself away from the people I love make the most sense? My perspective falls the minute I let my doubts become my forethought. 4 full moons later, I ask the tender request to shed my skin in return for a better tomorrow. I've only ever been taught one way to live. I don't have a grander perspective besides my beliefs, and I succumb to whatever feels easiest. I want to have faith in believing my emotions are not what plagues me, but rather my inability to express them in time of need. When I want closeness, I ask nobody, and when I look in front of me, there is everybody. I want to trust in everybody. I want to look forward.
Sitting outside on my porch in the night, it's perfectly humid, unless the wind blows in the cold front. I can hear the sound of cars mainly, and my neighbor's fire alarm battery that needs changing. I swear for a month I thought it was our battery that still wasn't fixed. It clicked recently that maybe it was next door. You can hear everything from next door and vice versa. I hear their screams, they've heard mine. Intimate relationships come in all forms. I hear the birds chirping from time to time. Even at night there's something to talk about. It's 1:08 a.m. right now. The sky is a humid blue. A summer night will be on its way. I wonder, when it's deep into summer and everything smells like it's been set on fire, what will those nights offer to me, and what will feel familiar about summer's edge? What smells and sounds make up its shape? I'm thinking about the passage of time. There can only ever be another tomorrow until there isn't. There's so much change, but nothing unfamiliar. I will always know that feeling and the way I view it. I will be 22 in August of this year, and I will know 21 all too intimately. How could I let go of the novelty of it, and will I want to when I blow out the candles 22? It's like I'm learning life lessons, and that there's only ever another tomorrow. I feel like destiny might mean something to me. I feel like my role in people's lives is to take care of them, but I fight it so hard because I feel like it's been pushed on me against my will. And if I just accept my destiny, I'll be happy. Why would my purpose be to care for others? I feel extremely conflicted about that. To be born as a double-edged sword. When I fall into my role as a caretaker, what pill would I have swallowed about life and about myself? That my nature and nurture don't match? Or that my life is meant to be for someone else? I want to cry like a child. How could a child's life belong to someone else? How could any of that be true? My concept of life is freedom, but my life has meant anything besides that. Humans are not born of their own free will, but of others, and maybe that's how people get away with taking away the next person's freedom. There's a parallel we all belong to. Getting older is perfecting adolescence each time. I make myself more perfect than the last. How pretty can young be? And how many times can I make myself relive choices that all lead to the same place? Subconsciously, you were born to reach for what feels comfortable. Young girlish hopes and desires. I remember chasing femininity and holding on as tight as I could. I don't know if I miss the adolescence or just the tenderness I felt in being naive. I don't always feel my regulation was a gene switch so much as it is completely unnatural. At 22, my hands and knees have become raw in chasing that reality that I know was once real. And I know I can feel that way again if I embody the softness I seek to devour and make mine. The likeness of me at 22 and me at 15 meet once again. Despite 7 years difference, the parallel is drawn up for me for currently. I have always felt like a sliding scale, death, rebirth, and the transformative in between. I am the snake who eats its tail. I am the seed who blooms into a flower. I'm the dried leaves in wet ground. I am in forever flowing exchange with the universe for my power. And in each passing cycle, I prove the universe I am worthy of another rain. And like the seasons, I change and grow, and die each time more perfect and devastating than the last. I am duality itself, one extreme to another. I represent the purest and most impurest of spectrum, because I will fall anywhere between the line and be forced to recognize why its will brought me here to my knees.
It's been so cold the last few weeks I thought I wouldn't get to remember the smell of wet pavement and winter's humid coastal edge. I have many memories tied to the fog and a damp breeze. I love it when it rains on the East Coast. I love how it smells so different from the rest of the cold days.
December 21st, the Northern Hemisphere plunges in darkness. Though it's just the beginning of winter, it feels like an ending is wrapping up for myself. The hopes I had for the year 2025 split between me choosing the mundane and the restless energy of opportunity. If I chose routine, I'd feel a promise to myself, and if I chose the vortex, I'd be knocked over, and both felt good to me. 2025 to me was about not limiting myself to one thing. I can make as many choices as I want. I dated many people, cut off connections with others, ate too much sugar, and sat in a deep rage that lasted from January to December. I had no choice but to offer myself the world of possibilities and things I could identify with one second and hate the next. I love myself for it, even if it wasn't as planned out as it feels now. It all became necessary for me to understand certain facets about myself. A consistent goal of mine after August 2024 was to become more intimate. Every journal entry I wrote between then and now was my plea to the gods to grant me the ability to feel and to not be swallowed by it, and to acknowledge how lonely I was despite surrounding myself with many people. In December, I sit with this pinnacle of knowledge. Within all the choices I made, there was a time to reflect during each of them. Standing still within the current to notice everything doesn't mean you're in the process of transformation. It just means you're standing still. I learned that surrendering to the tide lets you drift along with it instead of cracking under pressure. I can learn the feel of its transformative nature instead. In 2026, it is my deepest desire to carry along 2025's nature of choice and 2026's nature of moving forward. Instead of being a rock, I'll be the fish. Instead of limiting my worldview to just my perception, I will open my eyes to the idea of evolving beyond what I understand. If 2025 granted us vision, then 2026 will grant us motion.